Today, we're talking about some timeless wisdom from Warren Buffett that's worth more than any stock tip. So imagine this: you've spent a lifetime working hard, building something meaningful, and creating financial security for yourself and your family. But what happens to all of that when you're gone? It's a big question, and Warren Buffett has some fascinating advice on how to handle it. From how to plan your will to why living below your means isn't just a money-saving tactic, Buffett's insights can change how you think about wealth, family, and legacy. So stick around, because these lessons aren't just for billionaires, they're for anyone who wants to leave behind something truly meaningful. Now, let's start with a big idea that Buffett has shared over the years. He doesn't believe in leaving behind dynastic wealth. In fact, he's famously said parents should leave their kids enough so they can do anything, but not so much that they can do nothing. It's a powerful perspective, especially when we see the damage that too much unearned wealth can sometimes cause. Think about it: how often do we hear about family disputes or mismanagement when fortunes are handed down without much thought? Instead of creating a safety net that stifles ambition, Buffett believes in providing opportunities, not entitlements. It's about encouraging self-reliance and making sure the next generation feels empowered to create their own success. And speaking of opportunity, Buffett credits much of his own success to luck. He's incredibly open about how being born in the United States as a white male in 1930 gave him advantages that not everyone has. He calls it his lucky streak and says it's a big reason why he feels a responsibility to give back. Think about that for a moment. Acknowledging the role of luck in our lives doesn't diminish hard work, it adds perspective. It's a reminder that many of us, in one way or another, stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, or benefit from circumstances we didn't create. And when we recognize that, it's easier to be generous, whether that's with our time, our knowledge, or our resources. Now, here's something practical that anyone can take away from Buffett's approach: talk to your family about your will before it's finalized. This might feel uncomfortable, but Buffett insists it's one of the most important conversations you can have. And why? Because surprises in a will can cause confusion, resentment, and even break apart families. Instead, he suggests sharing your reasoning with your children, listening to their feedback, and making adjustments when their ideas make sense. It's not just about clarity, it's about fostering trust and understanding within your family. Imagine how much heartache could be avoided if more people had these open conversations. It's not about the money, it's about preserving relationships and leaving behind a legacy of unity rather than division. Another lesson from Buffett that's incredibly relevant is the value of living below your means. He's lived in the same modest house in Omaha since 1958, despite being one of the richest people in the world. For Buffett, the real magic of wealth isn't in what you spend, but in what you save and allow to grow. He calls savings units of deferred consumption, which is a fancy way of saying that every dollar saved today has the potential to become much more tomorrow. Think of it like planting a tree: the earlier you start, the more time it has to grow and bear fruit. And while you might not be aiming to give away billions like Buffett, the principle is the same. The more you save and invest wisely, the more options you create for yourself and your loved ones down the road. And let's not forget one of Buffett's simplest yet most profound pieces of advice: tell your kids you're proud of them. It sounds almost too easy, right? But think about the impact of hearing those words from someone you admire and love. At the end of his letter, Buffett makes a point of expressing his pride in his children, not because of their accomplishments, but because of their character and values. It's a reminder that our legacy isn't just financial, it's emotional. The kindness, encouragement, and values we pass down might matter even more than any material inheritance. So, what does all of this mean for you? Whether you're thinking about how to plan for the future, how to give your family the best start in life, or simply how to live a more meaningful life, Buffett's advice offers a lot to think about. It's not just about dollars and cents, it's about clarity, generosity, and leaving behind something that truly matters. And if you're feeling inspired to take action, why not start small? Have that conversation with your family, set aside a little more in savings this month, or take a moment to express your gratitude to someone you care about. Small steps can lead to big changes over time. And Thanks for joining me in exploring these insights from Warren Buffett. His words remind us that true wealth isn't just about what we accumulate, but about what we share and the impact we leave behind. Let me know in the comments, what's one piece of advice from Buffett that resonates with you the most? Or do you have a lesson about life or money that you'd like to share? I'd love to hear your thoughts.